But you know, live your dreams, live exactly what you want to achieve, live your truth, live your life. What is up, beautiful people? Hope you guys are having a great fantastic day as per usual. So before I really get into this video, and you guys saw the title, so you know it's a serious one, but I want you guys to know, just this thing off the rip, you are loved, you're amazing, you deserve to be here. I'm just gonna start with that before we really get into it. Right now I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna probably stop a few places. It's like gonna storm or whatever out here in Houston, so we're gonna kind of just see how that rolls and what we do there. But honestly, I'm excited to get into this video for you guys because I've already recorded it, but then something else happened, so I had to update the video. Unfortunately, I had to. So here we go, we're gonna get started in the video. First, please make sure you double fist that like button. I like it when you do it. I know it sounds a little freaky dicky, but I love it when you do that. So with that being said, we're gonna get right into this video. Love you guys, let's do it. So this video's gonna be pretty raw, guys, just know that. But also the other day I was working. Okay, the other day I was working, right? And I was chilling, kind of just doing my thing. Normally what I would do, you know, working hard, or hardly working, who knows, right? But basically I was working, and as I was working, I got a text from a friend, and I just pulled it up for you guys. Okay, so basically this is a message I got out the blue. I had to talk to my guy in a few weeks. We had hung out a while back, and I was like, you know, he's a great person, honestly, right? So he sent me this message. He said, hey, just wanted to say thank you for being a good friend to me and for being there for me when I needed help. Thank you. Hope you continue to grow and continue to be an inspiration to others. Until next time, it's been real. It's all with the heart emoji and hyphen his name at the end. And so like I was like, yo, what's good, bro? Like I was on some weirdness, and I was like, this feels really weird, really strange. I was like, yo, what's good? I mean, I was just thinking about you the other day. I want to see how it's all been going. Really proud of the work you've been accomplishing, man. He's been doing a lot of model work and like doing a lot of shoots, and it's honestly been inspiring to me. And bro, if you're watching this video right now, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. But basically he said, and then I said, you good, fam? And then he responded about 7 hours later. And first off, I was so glad that he responded, because the first thing I thought as soon as I saw this message is like, oh my gosh, what if he's like dead now? Like, what if he's actually gone? And luckily he responded, and he told me basically what happened was, he didn't go too much detail. I didn't ask him too many questions because we're actually gonna do a video here for you guys soon enough. But he told me that pretty much he went to the hospital because he overdosed. He was trying to kill himself that way. He was trying to overdose. And once I figured that out, I was like shook, because nobody really knows what anybody's going through. And even right now I'm going through a lot of crazy stuff, but you know, I wear well, you know what I mean? Especially guys. So honestly, men, we don't talk about our emotions that well, and I want you guys to start stepping up. Like as a man, you need to talk about how you're feeling, like point blank, like put your foot down, you know, stuff like that. And for me, I think that's, you know, a man talks about his feelings and stuff, like not like that, but like in a sense of like when you need to get something done and like execute business goals and stuff like that, you demand, you say exactly what you need, which is a good quality to have. But I think a big thing that we don't do as men is talk about like our actual internal emotions that are like fucking with us, which is something that's very important to do. And right now I'm listening to G Herbo back in the back of my ears because he gives me hype. But pretty much, guys, oh, let me take a picture for this. Okay, I took some pictures for a thumbnail. Honestly, I hate them all, but I don't know, you guys will, whatever, you guys will see if it's actually the thumbnail or not. Anyhow, and that's what I'm working on. I'm about to start going to therapy to talk about my feelings. I got a lot of shiznick going on I'm trying to get better at. So I started talking to him. He told me that he was just like, he's been depressed since he was 18. I think he's like a few years older than me, 2 years older than me maybe, so I'll probably put him around 23. He told me, you know, he was really depressed and he's been going through stuff, and like, you know, we talked a little bit, and we're gonna be actually sitting down and having an interview talking about his feelings and everything he experienced during that time period and kind of like where everything's going. We're about to pick it up and keep walking on this conversation, guys. But you know, he told me about that, and that made me think to myself, you know, you never know what anybody's going through, and like, it's really important that I want you guys to know too that I've recorded this video already, then I had to update it like I said earlier in the video, unfortunately. And so basically, like, people are always there for you. One thing I want you guys to know, like one tip that might help you guys out, anybody's depressed, is like if you're feeling literally at the absolute bottom, you have nothing to lose, walk into like Chipotle or like some restaurant that has like good customer, Chick-fil-A, and literally go to the counter and say, hey, honestly, I want to, like, if you're in that mindset where you're like, I want to end my life, talk to somebody, anybody, any stranger, because I promise you that more likely than not, that person is going to feel for you and sit down with you and try to help you, coach you off the cliff, or push you in some direction that's going to help you in your life, you know, because life is hard, life is challenging, you never really know left or right, and things just continue to happen. So that's the first thing. Let's continue with this. Okay, so like I was saying, that was point number one. You know that somebody's gonna be there for you, like a complete stranger. If you feel like you have nothing to lose, your life was way more valuable than you think. And I also want you guys to understand this as well. Areas in your life where things just feel absolutely crappy, like where you feel like so worthless, or whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever goal you're trying to have, whatever ambition you're aiming for doesn't seem possible or seems unfathomable. But I want you to realize that literally anything is possible, good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, if you have the power and courage to want to end it, you have the same exact power and courage to want to pursue and fight for the dreams or whatever you have in your mind that you want to achieve. Your life, your story can walk so many people off that edge. It can stop so many people from ending their life. And even like that, you are sowing a seed and bringing energy into someone else's life. You know, you are improving someone else's life and improving your life in the process, because your life matters that much. Your life and your story matters so much that someone would listen to you and it would inspire them to do better. Now, that's for that. Now, I have to get into the second story. So I told you guys the other day how basically, well, other day, so after that happened, that was on Wednesday, my friend, he's doing well, he's alive. He's actually doing a photo shoot with my sister on Friday, so I'm excited to see how that works out for him, etc. But you know, aside from that, what also ended up occurring was a few days later. So that was Wednesday, and then Sunday, which was technically yesterday, or I guess it was actually Saturday when it happened. Found out on Sunday morning, I went on my spam account, and you guys don't know what my spam account is, so but I went on my spam account, and I was on there, and I was myself going through some stories, right? Like some stories, and most of the people on that account are people I follow from high school, people I care about, you know, or, you know, just want to keep in contact with and kind of just want to see what they're up to in life, right? And so I was doing that, and I was going through one guy's story, and I saw this guy I went to school with. I had some classes with him. He was honestly a super fun guy. He was shy initially, and he ended up being like super antic. He used to have so many antics. Craziest guy ever. He was so hilarious to me, honestly. And whenever he would see me, he would say, hey, what's up, Gary? Like, even though when we didn't have classes and stuff like that, and we got older. So basically, after that point, I was going through that friend's story, friend of the friend rather, and he was posting this other guy on his story, and he posted his first picture. I was like, oh, he should probably clean it up a little bit, get a nice fresh cut, my man be looking fresh, right? Next snap is exactly what happened. So I was like, oh, cool, you know, and I thought nothing of it. I was just going through it, you know, as anybody else would in the normal circumstances, right? And so, sorry, I'm crossing the street right now. And so basically, I went ahead and continued to click through the story, saw some really good videos, and I was like, oh, it seems like he's doing pretty well or whatever, right? I clicked through the end of the story. It's probably like 10 to 11 like posts deep in there, and eventually, guys, I'll tell you what I'm looking for a spot to put the camera down to get into this next point, guys. So I'm by this bridge, so I'm just gonna set my camera right on top of this little white part here and then do this thing. Yo, in case you didn't know, I actually wear glasses. I don't know if you guys knew that. Sorry, that's a random, that's okay. We're gonna get into the next part, so. Okay, so I'm seated down right here, and once I got to the end of the story, I saw that he actually ended up committing suicide. He killed himself. And honestly, walking up to this point where I sat down here to talk to you guys about this, I got really teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to take some moments to like just chill out for a little bit before I really like got into this, because I don't even know like how to like. He was only 20, so everybody in my class is either 20 or 21 right now. I'm 21 right now. His birthday was gonna come up at the end of July. I like just thinking about like how tough it probably was going through stuff, because like I told you guys, I've been going through a lot of different stuff. I lost both my father and my grandmother. My grandmother to cancer in May, and then my dad like out of nowhere in the blue, like in September of 2020. I'm starting to get emotional, guys. I'm feeling it in my eyes and stuff like that, but like it's really tough to think about that, especially considering like literally how young we are, and you literally never know what anybody's really going through, you know. Like I feel really bad to you guys, because over the last few months on Facebook, because I don't really have my Facebook Messenger up, like I download it here and there periodically depending on what I'm doing in life or whatever. And so basically let me fix this, sorry. This lighting is just getting really weird, y'all. Stand up. And so basically, guys, he, like I said, killed himself, and I don't know the super depths of everything, but as soon as I saw that, I ran over to my Facebook Messenger, because I had gotten like calls and or messages from him here and there over like the last 4 or 5 months. Last time he had reached out to me was the beginning of February, and I felt incredibly guilty and really bad and really sad, because he tried to call me, and on that second call, like I should have answered the phone, y'all. Like I didn't. I really don't have an excuse for it. I hadn't talked to him in forever, and it was just a really awkward time for me at the time when he called me, and I thought to myself, like, okay, let me make sure I get back to him, at least send him a message, and I never did. And so like he had reached out to me even before that, like probably he sent something to me in the summer, and I had read it about police reform or whatever, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever, like that. And then I moved forward into something else. So he sent that to me about police reform, whatever. It was during the height of all that stuff, so I was like, okay, cool, you know, I get that. But the other time he reached out, he was just trying, he's like, hey Gary, can I ask you to talk to you something? And I think you remember from high school, I was always a positive person. I was always trying to uplift everybody, and I feel really fucking horrible, guys, like honest to God. And I know it's not my fault, but me feeling like I could have did something to help him, especially in that situation, not knowing what he was going through, but just knowing that maybe my one phone call would have been enough to help him like just keep going. And I don't know, man, everybody's going through something, man, point blank period. That's the sum of this. I just want you guys to know that your life is worth so much more than you realize. There's so many people that care about you, even though it doesn't seem like on the surface level. People really do care about you, and I find myself a lot of time, I feel very lonely, even though I have all the people. I get lonely because I'm human, you know. We're not invincible to emotion, meaning you're not alone. That's the biggest thing I feel like people forget whenever they're like depressed or going through any type of like tough situation like that. They feel alone. They feel like there's nobody there that's like in their corner, but that's not true. It may seem like that on the surface level, but if you reach out, if you actually put the effort to seek for help, somebody will be there to help you. And I know this for a fact, because everybody, no matter how fucking horrible they are, has a heart somewhere in there, just a little bit of one, and they will reach out to you, except for serial killers, of course. Like they're something else, but they're psychopaths, sociopaths, whatever you want to call them. But because truth is, it's never gonna be easy. You know, even when you start making a lot of money and stuff like that, there's always gonna be stuff that pops up and challenges you. But it's all about how you react and how you transform the situations to be better for you. And I personally knew this dude that killed himself. Like, I hadn't talked to him since high school. And you guys saw me start to tear up just thinking about it. I hadn't talked to him in years. And just thinking about like someone that actually knows you deeper than that. Just imagine how they would feel, you know? And I hadn't talked to him in forever. But I sat here and thought to myself, like, wow, you never really know what someone is going through, what someone is experiencing. And I could have been there for him. I could have been that person. And I'm not gonna blame it on myself, because ultimately it was his decision, you know? As morbid as it sounds. But just know that, like, if someone reaches out to you guys, they can be in the same exact position. Learn from me, please. Going to doesn't mean that you're not gonna make some type of improvement or lighter someone's life. And honestly, that's really the video, guys. I know this is kind of raw, kind of all over the place a little bit. I hope you guys stayed through to the end. It's a deep video. It took kind of, I don't want to say it took a lot for me to talk about this, but it's definitely a serious topic that I wanted to shed some light on, and I hope this helps somebody, you know. But with that being said, guys, stay tuned. Next video is gonna be me talking about reading all my subscribers' dreams, aspirations, and goals in their lives. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.
Mighty Grand Champion, is there something you need? Back rub, perhaps? Oh, gee. You sure? Okay, well, bye.